Alright, hello everybody and welcome to another edition of B&B Sports Talk. I apologize since it's been so long since my last video, but it's kind of a slow time in sports, I guess, right now. So, today I'm just going to be talking about free agency. And, I mean, a lot's obviously happened as far as players and coaches and everything, so I probably won't get to everything, but I'm going to try and cover the main, the main points here that have happened. So if I forget something, I apologize. Okay, so, and by the way, it's just me for this video, not Darren, because he hasn't really kept up on this, so, alright, so we're going to start with the Seahawks, of course, and, so, we've lost, some guys. Golden Tate, kind of bothers me that he's not there, to be honest. It bothers me a little bit. Red Bryant, I believe, is gone. He was like one of my favorites. I actually had to talk to him on the phone once. It's pretty cool. But anyway, but yeah, Golden Tate. I mean, he was really good. And I don't think we really have somebody who can replace him. Like, Harvin is a different kind of player. So I don't know. I worry a little bit about that, so I think it still puts, I don't think it necessarily, I think Seattle's still probably the best team out there, but just that concerns me a little bit. I'm happy for him though, because I'm thankful for what he did for Seattle, and I hope he does well in Detroit. I think he's going to fit well in Detroit, because I think Calvin Johnson has never maybe really had a great other receiver. Not that Golden Tate's like a great player, but I think he can maybe take some of the pressure off Calvin up there maybe, so we'll see what happens there. So I think now I'm going to go to the AFC and talk Broncos and Patriots. So they kind of, so Denver picked up Aqib Talib, which, a former Patriot. I honestly don't see that as a huge deal either way. I mean, for Denver, I don't see it as a huge addition. I mean, I like Talib. I think he's a really good cornerback, but I think when New England needed him most last year, he kind of tended to get hurt. So, and in the NFL, if you're not, or in, football at any level, if you're not durable, that's a problem. I mean, if, you can be the most talented player ever, but if you're not going to be able to stay out on the field, then that's a problem. And hopefully he can stay healthy for them, but yeah, I don't see it as necessarily. I mean, I suppose it improves their defense, but I believe they also got DeMarcus Ware, which I don't think is that big of a deal either. I think he's kind of a little bit over the hill. I think he's kind of on the downside of his career. New England, on the other hand, they had some big pickups. They had Darrelle Revis, considered as maybe the best corner in the game, at least one of the best, and they also got Brandon Browner, which he was you probably know he was a Seahawk, and he was suspended and stuff, but So New England picked him up. I think he's a very good player. I'm a big fan of his on, at least, as a player. I think he's really good. But as far as, it's an interesting conversation. It's who's best in the AFC now. I think it's definitely a contest between New England and Denver. I don't like making too many predictions before the draft has even happened, but right now I probably still lean toward Denver just because I think New England, their defense is going to be phenomenal, but I think if Tom Brady doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to, then there's only so much you can do if you meet Denver in an AFC Championship game. Peyton Manning and their offense is going to throw it all over, and sure, you might be able to stop them to a degree, but I just think, all he's basically got is, as far as I know, Brady is Edelman, and Julian Edelman. He's good, but I just feel like when he's really the only guy, that I just say Denver still has the edge. When Brady, if he's got Gronkowski, now that's a whole nother story right there. But I don't trust his durability, his health either. So, when Brady had Gronk and Hernandez and Welker and Lloyd and all those guys, which none of them are now, or were available, and except Gronk, and he's probably not going to hold up, so, but then, I just think Denver has too much firepower for anybody in the AFC. That's how I kind of look at it. Okay, so we have the Jets here. They got Michael Vick. They picked him up. I don't think that's gonna be a huge deal. I think they should and will go with Geno Smith just because I think Vick maybe would. It's hard. I feel like Vick might win them more games, but I feel like he's not the long-term answer. And I feel like they kind of need to figure out their quarterback situation long-term. See, is Geno Smith going to be the guy or not? I think you need to kind of throw him out there for another year, and if he kind of is more consistent. He was just very inconsistent last year, and if he can be more consistent, I think he'll, we'll see what happens. And Vic maybe is a good, definitely a good a good backup, a good fail-safe, I guess, like if Geno gets hurt or he's just a disaster or something, so, you have another big thing that happened was Deshaun Jackson went to the Redskins. I don't, the Redskins right now for me, I really liked them. I guess that before this last year started, I picked them to win the NFC East, and they really disappointed me. I'm kind of in a wait and see mode, I guess, right now with the Redskins. I think they have a lot to prove. I think RG3 has a lot to prove. They have a new coach, Jay Gruden, who has a lot to prove. They just have a lot to prove, and until I see it, I'm not going to get too excited about anything they do. They also picked up Brian Clark, who is, he's a nice player, but he's not going to, change life for them. So, we'll see what happens with them. I'm not, I would still lean toward Philadelphia to give them the edge in the division. Yeah, because I mean, I think Dallas and the Giants kind of have 8-8 written all over them again, and Redskins, I just don't know. But I'm not going to buy into them until they start winning some football games. So there's a few other things I can think of. There's Chris Johnson got released by the Titans. I think I'm not really a huge fan of his, just because he kind of didn't seem to play as hard after he got his money, and I'm all for people getting their money, but, is he gonna produce? I'm not too sure. I think the Jets I heard they were favorites to land him, which I think he'd probably fit well there, but, and then another thing that's kind of happened lately is the 49ers have kind of had some trouble with the Kaepernick. I won't go into details, but Kaepernick and Aldon Smith got, just today actually, news if he got arrested again, so that, I hope, for Seattle's Seahawks' sake that, they kind of are hurt by that as far as their team, but, I obviously don't want somebody to go to prison or something, but anyway, that's, I hope I'm not really missing anything too major, but, just kind of an update on the off season. I think we're gonna do an NBA video. I always say we're gonna do things, but we're gonna hopefully do that in the next few days here. So, because the season has ended, the regular season, so playoffs are about to start. So, thank you all very much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.